Hello, and welcome to Programming with Python. In this video I'm going to show you how to get started, get the Python software installed, and we'll write a simple program to make sure you got everything working correctly. So the first thing you're going to want to do is open your web browser and go to python.org. And then we're going to select Downloads, and the version we want is version 3. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. Make sure you're clicking on Python 3. By the time you're watching this video, it may be on a future release such as Python 3.6. The important part is it's Python 3 at the beginning and not Python 2. That's what we're going to be using. So I've got this downloaded now. I can go ahead and show you where it downloaded to in my case, into my downloads folder, or I can just click on it right here. So I'm going to go ahead and install this. I'm going to also select to add it to my path environment, and I'm going to click to install. This may look different. I'm on Windows 10 right now, so it may look different for you if you're using Mac or a Linux operating system. But as long as you're familiar with getting software installed, you should be able to tackle this pretty easily. Alright, now that I've got this all done, I'm going to go ahead and look at what we've installed here. So for me, I'm just going to hit start and type IDLE, idle. And this is the development environment that's going to allow us to write Python programs. I'm going to click on this. And what's come up now is what's called the Python shell. So, in here I can just enter commands, Python commands, and they'll instantly be executed. So it's a little different than writing a program, but I'm going to go ahead and show you what this looks like. So one of the first things people do when they get Python installed is they'll just use it as a calculator. So, for instance, if I want to do just a simple math problem, like maybe 42 times 640 or 6,431. I would enter this asterisk here means multiply or times. You'll learn later why it doesn't make sense to use the X for that. So if I enter, I've got a result. So I can do other things like division, that's this slash sign. And I'll get some answer out of this, and I can, as you might expect, I can add and I can subtract. So of course this is a lot of trouble. You know, we've already got a calculator. Why go through installing all this stuff if that's all we're going to use it for? So of course we're going to use it for quite a bit more than just a calculator. So what I'm going to do now is write a simple program. So hopefully at this point, if you're not at this point, pause the video and get to this point. So what we're going to do now is create a new file, and this is where our Python program is going to exist. I'm going to go ahead and give this file a name, so I'm going to click File, Save As, and I'm going to go ahead and make a folder on my desktop. I advise you do the same thing, so I'm just going to call this Python Files. I'm going to go ahead and make a folder here on my desktop, and I'm going to save this inside of here. I'm going to call my program hello.py. This part here where it says hello can be anything you want, but it needs to have the .py at the end in order to get some of the nice features that we're looking to have in our editor. So hello.py, you could name it whatever you want here at the beginning, but make sure it has .py. All of your programs should have .py, which is short for Python, of course. Then hit save. Now I'm going to go ahead and write a simple program. One of the first programs that computer scientists usually write when they are learning a new programming language is a program called a Hello World program. So in Python 3, this just looks like Hello World, just like so. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this now that I've changed it, and then I'm going to run my program and see what happens. So to save, I hit File, Save, since I already gave it a name, and now I'm just going to hit Run Module. So what happens over here, I get a program that says Hello World. And this is what we're going to be doing for the remainder of this class, writing programs. They're going to get more complicated than this. This is pretty much the simplest program you can make. And let's just go ahead and make it a little bit more interesting. So what I'm going to do is instead of have it say hello world, I'm going to have it greet me by name. So I'm going to type name equals input, and then I'm going to have it ask me my name. What is your name? Question mark, and then a space after. Okay. And instead of hello world here, I'm going to go ahead and delete this, and I'm going to add a space, and I'm going to combine this with my name and an exclamation point. So I'm going to hit save again, and then run module. So same thing as before. I saved it to update the file with my new code, and then I'm going to hit run module. And so over here in the shell, it's now asking me what is your name. So I'm going to go ahead and say Mr. McNally. And when I hit enter, it greets me, hello Mr. McNally. Alright, so just briefly, we're going to talk about this again in a later video, but I want to touch on it just quickly now so you kind of get a sense of what's going on in this simple program. So this right here, where it says name, is something called a variable, also known as a reference. This could be absolutely anything. This is a symbol that I choose that the Python language now recognizes stands for something else. So it's in this case, it stands for whatever the user entered when they were asked, what is your name? Or when I ran the program, it stored the value Mr. McNally. I could change this to absolutely anything I want. So, for instance, this could be bacon. And then down here, I would also have to change it because name doesn't mean anything now, but now bacon does. So that's what I've got here. This is just a name, an identifier that identifies information, and the Python language now understands. So if I run it, everything will still work. One trick I'll show you very quickly, you see it says F5 to run the module, so I can actually, instead of hitting File, Save, and then Run Module every time, I can just hit F5. It'll ask me if I want to save, and then it'll go ahead and run the module. So again, I can enter my name, and the program still works. So all I did, the difference between the two times I ran the program was that in the second case I changed the name of this variable here. Instead of name, I called it bacon. Now usually it's good to give your variables a name that makes sense. So name made sense because it stored someone's name. So if somebody was reading your program, they might be confused if they saw a name being stored in a variable called bacon. So, but this is just to show you this can be anything you want. And we will spend an entire video talking about how variables work in Python. Thank you for your attention, and I'll see you in the next video.